Hi, Sue Wilson, and I am here with a really traditional Christmas card. It's got your lovely reds and greens. I think there needs to be one for every single Christmas release at least. So I'm going to show you what we'll be using. We have the Poinsettia Garland. We're going to use that on either side of our frame. I'm using the Warm Winter Wishes from the Snowball frame. Going to use the Carol inside the frame, beautiful outside there, and just the little dotty center there. And the double pierced circles are what I'm going to make a thin frame out of. Okay? Pop those to the side. Now, the first thing I want to do is give you a measurement on my background here. I've gone ahead and layered it up with some a little bit of red and then some white paper pierced edge layers. 8 1/4 inches long by 7 inches wide. And I've just got a piece of coconut white card there. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've cut the circle frame out of the double pierced noble circles. I'm going to place that right in the middle. Just see if I can get it as centered as possible. Eyeball that. That looks pretty good. Okay, so in the center of that, I want to place the Carol. Now, it's a beautiful die. It's got lovely little lattice with just a swirly edge. Not necessarily just for Christmas, but it really, really works beautifully. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of spray glue on that. And we are going to seat that right down inside of this circle. There we go. Okay. Now, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. I'm going to use some red glitter kiss on a piece of red card. I always recommend doing tone on tone with the glitter kiss because if you miss any spots, then it's not going to be very obvious. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit onto the edge of my applicator and run it across like this. And you can do as much or as little as you like. We're going to use it to cut a sentiment out of. So what I want to do is give that a second to dry. Just waft it around a little bit. You can start to see it does evaporate fairly quickly. And then you want to turn it and just do a cross section of it. It's probably still a little bit wet, but I think you can get the idea. Just go down and that'll fill that area in really nicely. The lovely thing about Glitter Kiss is that once it's dry, the glitter is encapsulated, so it's not going to flake off on your card. Okay, so that will give me a lovely little spot that I can make some red glitter card out of. Now this one's still a little bit damp, so I'm going to go ahead and bring in one I've done earlier. I'm going to grab the Warm Winter Wishes here, and we are going to cut us a sparkly one. Now you're cutting through the card and the glitter, so you want to just give it a couple passes back and forth. Make sure it's cut through real well. And then just check it. Let's see how we've done. Looks okay. Let's pop out all our little bits here and get the pieces out of it. There we go. Carefully peel away all your little fall away bits. You may have the odd little bit that catches with that glitter. And the center. And there we go. Okay, pop those to the side. You can use those for other things. Okay, now I'm going to put that onto another one that I've just done earlier that's just the plain red card, just to give it a bit more stability and some dimension. So I'm going to add some glue. And line that up so our glittery one will be really pretty and dimensional on the top there. Okay, so now I've cut the center of the Carol die, and that's got the really pretty little circles there. Added some mounting foam. I'm going to bring that one in, pop that right into the center. I'm going to add a little more glue to the back of this. Okay. Pop that right on there. Now, pop that to the side. I've got a couple of the poinsettia garlands. I've done the base piece in green, which is this one here, and then I've cut several of the poinsettias in red, and I've placed them on top. Now I've got one on each of these, but what I've like to do is to add a little more dimension on top of that as well. So what you can do is just sort of form these a little bit. Now it's all one piece, so you just give it a little bit of a pinch as you go around, and that will give it a tiny bit more dimension. Pinch all these little pieces. I missed this guy. Okay, and let's put some glue in there, and I'm going to offset them. So I'll tell you what, I'll do a little bit of glue on both of those, and I'll go ahead and give this one a little bit more dimension. That tiny bit of folding on that tip just makes it come to life, I think. Doesn't take much. There we go. So what I want to do is just offset that. So I've got this little squiggly guy, which is right here. So I'm just going to move it around and offset it so it looks like a second layer there. Give that a second. And this one as well. So we're just going to offset this one. Okay. There we go. And bring in a couple pieces of mounting foam. Pop on the back of that, because it's nice and solid with those poinsettias on them. You can put a piece of mounting foam quite easily behind these without it showing. And we are going to just pop them to the side of our frame. A little bit of glue, that'll dry. Put that, just catch the edge there. And I think I want to finish it off with a couple of 5mm white pearls just in the corners. Just a nice, pretty little accent there for the corners. If you wanted it to be a little more detailed, you could easily have used an embossing folder on there, but I just love the elegance of that. I think that's a beautiful and traditional Christmas card for you.